We need good players. Erik Ten Hag sends transfer plea to Manchester United board after missing out on Cody Gakpo. Ten Hag insists Manchester United must sign a striker in January after missing out on Cody Gakpo. United are in desperate need of more firepower as they resume their fight for silverware on four fronts with Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford their only options to play through the middle. Ten Hag was eager to bring Netherlands international Gakpo to Old Trafford, but with funds limited in January, was left to sit back and watch Liverpool move in and wrap up a deal for the prolific 23-year-old. United are likely to be limited to loan signings in January with Joao Felix and Alvaro Morata among the names linked with moves. And while acknowledging the club's targets need to meet their financial criteria, the United boss is eager to add some depth to his squad ahead of a demanding fixture schedule until the end of the season. All the games are coming. It's a tough competition in all the leagues. Ten Hag told a press conference ahead of United's trip to Wolves on Saturday, "We want to keep playing in all the leagues and in the cups as well. So we need players and we need numbers to cover. We need good players, not just the numbers. We need quality players to cover. And also we need competition, and we need to know also that we can make different choices. So we are looking for the right player for our squad, but it has to match our sporting criteria, definitely, but also some financial criteria." Martial has led the line in each of United's last two matches since domestic football returned, and while he has a healthy return of 5 goals in 9 appearances, the Frenchman has been limited to just 5 starts due to various injuries. Rashford is United's top scorer with 10 this season, scoring and providing an assist against Nottingham Forest following a brilliant solo effort in the Carabao Cup against Burnley. But the England international has been at his most dangerous coming in from the left this season, a role he prefers than one through the middle. More often than not, I prefer to play on the left, but if there's a weakness in the middle or if there's a certain player I feel I can exploit, I'd like to have the freedom to move and do that, Rashford said on Wednesday. "I feel comfortable in those positions and I want to score goals. Every forward has a number they want to try and reach. For me, it's to score more than I've ever scored in a season, so for me, I think it's 22, 23. I need to try and keep scoring and affecting the games." In other news, the 5-man United stars Erik Ten Hag brutally axed from dressing room. By now, it is clear to Manchester United supporters that Erik Ten Hag does not suffer fools gladly and is more than happy to exile anyone he deems an obstacle to progress. The Dutchman is desperate to restore United to their former glories, and 5 Old Trafford locals found that out the hard way when Ten Hag made clear they were surplus to requirements in his efforts to guide the club back into the Champions League via the top 4. Ten Hag inherited a bloated squad when he arrived, and after making some of the additions he wanted, it was clear that some of the United dressing room needed to be culled. The new boss was quick to identify who he'd no longer need around the place. A report from The Sun claimed the Aon Training Center's first-team changing room is only able to accommodate a maximum of 24 players. As a result, the club were forced to pick a number of fringe players and put them into the U23's changing area. Man United Hub has identified the 5 players Ten Hag quickly cast aside and how they have fared since. Phil Jones, the most high-profile of all the exiled players. Jones hasn't really played much of a part in this United squad for the best part of 3 years, though he did enjoy a brief revival under the latter stages of Ralph Rangnick's interim reign. Remarkably, the England international is still on the books at United after penning a contract extension under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that sees him tied to the Red Devils until the summer of 2023 with the option to extend for a further year. It seems incredibly unlikely that the option is one that will be explored, with Ten Hag making clear he has no interest in trying to reintegrate Jones into the first-team fold, having spent last season going through the motions during an uninspiring loan spell with Norwich City. Williams returned to Old Trafford hopeful of more first-team experience. On the contrary, he is yet to make a league appearance and instead was offered just 5 minutes at the tail end of United's 2-0 home win over Burnley in the Carabao Cup. Like Jones, Williams is still at United but stands little chance of actually forcing his way into the first-team fold with both England international Luke Shaw and summer signing Tyrell Malaysia above him in the pecking order. Axel Tuanzebe. At one time, Tuanzebe was widely regarded as one of the most promising players in the United Academy setup, having won both the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year and Denzel Harroun Reserve Team Player of the Year awards. However, a lot has changed since then and there have been plenty of failed loan spells. Teden Mengi Mangy, a 20-year-old central defender that made his Europa League debut for United as a teenager. Mangy was also tipped to achieve big things at Old Trafford. It hasn't worked out as such, but the young centre-back endured another blow as recently as this month when he sustained a nasty-looking hamstring injury during United's 1-0 mid-season friendly defeat by Real Betis. Shoretire, perhaps the only name on this list that has a real chance of turning things around and playing his way into Ten Hag's plans. Shoretire is causing plenty of excitement with his performances in the academy. Earlier this month, ex-United ace Wes Brown conceded he hopes the manager doesn't shut Shoretire out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button and make sure to subscribe to Man United Hub to get all the latest updates.